And right now we're gonna presentation our material. It is nominalization. First of all, we're gonna introduce ourselves. My name is Satyo Yenisi.
My name is Meghalai Gusanzulianti. My name is Maisal Sabila.
Now, Abdullah Zali.
Okay, without further ado, let's begin our presentation. Okay, first of all, we need to know what is nominalization, right? So here I'm going to tell you what is nominalization. Okay? So, nominalization, according to Cambridge Dictionary, is a process of making a noun from verb or adjective. So in other words, we transforming an action or event, which is verbs, or description of noun or pronouns, which is adjective, into a thing, into concept, into people, which is noun. Hope you understand. Okay. Okay. There are types of nominalization. First, nominalization by affixation. So to transforming the verb or adjective, we use affixes. In English, we use suffix. Yeah, most of the time we use suffix. I never seen what is a nominalization use prefix before. So here you can see for verbs, for making verbs into noun, most of the time we use meant, yon or sion, all, us, and in. For adjective, transforming into noun, most of the time we use ness, should, iti, si, and to. Yeah. Let's take a look into the examples. Okay. For the verbs into noun, there is meant. You can see in here the verb is develop, and then change it into noun. We add suffix which is meant. Development, develop plus meant, development is a noun. So you can hear the example for original sentence, which is use verb. The team developed a new software, and then we want to use develop, but as a noun. Can change it into the development of the new software took several months. And then the second one is year. For the verb form is decide, and the noun form is decision. So we add yon in the word. You can see the example. For original sentence, which is used verb, is she decided to go on a trip. And then we want to use decision as a noun. You can see in here, her decision to go on a trip was sudden. Okay, and then the third one is till. For example, the word inform. Inform is the verb form, and then the noun form is information. Okay. For original sentence, you can see the manager will inform the team about the new policy. Inform in here is verb, and then we want to nominalize the inform. The team received information about the new policy. Information in here is noun, and then fourth one is all. The example is arrive. The noun form is arrival. So original sentence is they will arrive at the airport at noon. Arrive in here is verb, and then we want to use arrive but as noun. And in here, their arrival at the airport is scheduled for noon. Okay. And then the fifth one is answer. The word is accept. Accept is verb, and the noun form is acceptance. You can see in the example, the original sentence is she will accept the award. Accept in here is verb. If we want to nominalize it, it becomes her acceptance of the award was gracious. Okay. Next is ensure. For example, is prefer. Prefer is verb, and we nominalize this into preference. We add n shape in the end of word. Original sentence is I prefer coffee over tea. For the nominalized sentence, it becomes my preference is for coffee over tea. Okay, this one is in. So, for example, is the word swim, which is a verb. Okay, and then the noun form is swimming. So actually, the in here we also it's a gerund. Okay, it's a gerund. This is gerund function. For example, the original sentence, and look at here. She loves to swim in the ocean. For the nominalized, we add in the end of word. Swimming in the ocean is her favorite activity. Okay. This one is adjective transformed into noun. Okay. First is nurse. Add nurse in the end of the word. For example, the word sad becomes sadness. Original sentence, we can look at here. She felt sad after hearing the news. Sad in here is adjective. For the nominalized sentence, her sadness was evident after hearing the news. So we add ness in the end of the word sad to make it into noun. Okay, the next is add check, say, for the verb, for patient is a verb. Okay, the noun is patience. We change it. Yeah, you can look at the example. You need to be patient while waiting for the results. Patient in here is verb. Then we nominalize this into you need to have patience while waiting for the results. So you can see in here. Okay. Next is et. For example, the word active. Active is verb, and then for noun is activity. Original sentence, you can see regular exercise keeps him physically active. And then for the nominalized sentence, his activity level has increased since he started exercising regularly. Okay, next is CY. For example, the word efficient. Efficient is verb. For the noun is efficiency. The example is the new system is more efficient. And then the nominalized sentence is the efficiency of the new system has improved our workflow. Okay. This one is third. For example, the word true. True is verb. For noun is truth. The original sentence, the verb sentence is his statement is true. We nominalize it. It becomes the truth of his statement is undeniable. Okay, that's it. But remember, yeah, this is not always like this. There is what is it? So, man. You remember, man is in the verb, right? In the verb into noun, we add man. But there is also adjective. If you want to change that adjective to noun, we use man. For example, the word excite. Excite is adjective, right? But to make it into noun, we add man in the end of the word, excitement. So it's not always like this, okay? It's more, if you want to know the form of, the noun form of verb or adjective, you can look at the dictionary. You can look at the dictionary. That's it. Next.
And the next type is zero derivation nominalization. What is zero derivation? In linguistics, zero derivation or conversion is a kind of word formation where you create a word, example a noun, from another word, example a verb, without changing its form. Because there is no change in form, this is known as a derivation using only zero. Zero in linguistics, zero or null in a segment that is not pronounced or written. It is usually written as null, zero. In phonetic, a null phoneme or zero phoneme indicates that no phone or sound is produced where one might be expected. In morphology, the zero or bound morpheme has no phonetic form and is also referred to as an invisible affix. Null morpheme or ghost morpheme. A zero morpheme is when a word changes its meaning but does not change its form. A morpheme is the smallest unit of meaning in a language, which means it cannot be reduced beyond its current state without losing meaning. In English, certain nouns and verbs do not change their form even when they change numbers or tenses. Sheep, deer, fish keep the same form whether they are used as singular or plural. Some verbs like hit or cut and cost remain the same in the present and past form. And next example of zero derivation. First is to go for a walk. Here we have a walk as a noun. Walk comes from the verb to walk. This means walk was converted from a verb to make the noun walk, and this is called conversion or zero derivation because no change was necessary to the form of the word. And two, the green. The putting green in golf. Green is used as a noun here, yet is derived to or convert from the adjective. Green in English, it is normal to find adjectives convert to nouns and vice versa, although it may be unclear which was the first form. And next.
Okay, for the next matter is about stress-dependent nominalization. The explanation is some cases the difference between first and the responding noun is marked by a shift onward stress pattern. Like the example you can see here, permit is verb, so permit is noun. And for the next example is contest is verb, so contest is noun. Pattern is stress dependent nominalization. The stress tends to shift to the final syllable of the noun form. So for the stress dependent nominalization, we have to know where the stress on, like to know what is verb and also noun in one vocab. And next is pronunciation dependent nominalization. The difference between verb and the responding noun is marked by a change in pronunciation, particularly in vowel sound. we can see the example like produce is verb, and also produce is noun. Then object is verb, also object is noun. And the vowel change in pronunciation depend on pronunciation. Vowel sound tends to change in the noun form, such as from A to E or from E to E. Next, implication for language teaching. This is about the implication language teaching. The first is importance. Understanding stress dependent and pronunciation dependent. Nominalization is crucial for effective communication and avoiding misunderstanding. So the importance is like we pronunciation dependent nominalization is to effective our communication and avoiding the misunderstanding. And also is teaching strategies raising learners' awareness of stress and pronunciation change in nominalization through intensive practice. And also activities and exercise, reading aloud, focused listening, practicing minimal prayers, and using different contexts. Then exception and irregularities. While pattern exists, there are exceptions and also irregularities in stress and pronunciation change for some nominalizations. Example, increase is verb and also increase is noun. Have the same stress pattern. Export and also export. Export is verb and export is noun. Have the same pronunciation. So in this method, we have to know where is we call verb and also where the vocab should we call noun. The last is importance of exposure. Learner need to exposure to wide range of example to develop a better understanding of this phenomenon. Thank you.
And the next is function of nominalization. Nominalization structure, the process of turning forth adjective or adverb into nouns, play a crucial role in English communication. Next. The first is about expressing abstract ideas or concepts. English abounds with verb, adjective, and adverb that represent abstract ideas or concepts. However, at times we need to convey these concepts in a more tangible and comprehensive manner. Nominalization structure facilitates this by transforming such words into nouns. Example from verb is understand, and the nominalization is understanding. 2 is making sentence more concise. Nominalization structure can help us convey a wealth of information within a more concise phrase. This is particularly beneficial when avoiding lengthy and convoluted sentence. Example is, they conduct a thorough investigation into the cause of the accident. Nominalization is the investigation into the cause of the accident was conducted thoroughly. The 3 is adding variety to writing. Judicious use of nominalization structure can extend the variety of our writing. It makes our writing more engaging to read and prevents the overuse of repetitive verb or phrase. Example is, repetitive she talked for hours but nobody listened. The nominalization is her talking went for hours but her words fell on deaf ears. The 4 is creating emotional distance. Nominalization structure can sometimes be employed to establish emotional detachment between the writer and the subject. This can be helpful when discussing sensitive or controversial topics. The example is,
the company decision to lay off workers were devastating. And the nominalization is the implementation of the company's downsizing plan result in significant job loss. And next will please.
And next, emphasizing the importance of a process or state. Nominalization structure can be used to emphasize the significance of a process or state. This is often employed in formal context, such as reports, academic papers, or proposals. Example, simple. Research is crucial for scientific advancement. Simple. Dan dari nominalization emphasizes scientific research is fundamental for advancement in various fields. More emphasized. And 6. Forming subjects or objects of sentence. Nominalization structure allows us to utilize process, qualities, or states as subjects or objects of sentence. Example, subjects. Learning a new language can be challenging. Nominalization as subject. Object. I appreciate you helping me with this project. Nominalization as object. And the next, Zaid.
The last matter of our matter is about forming propositional phrases. Nominalization structure can be used to form propositional phrases that modify verb, adjective, or other adverb. We can note the example propositional phrase. He is interested in the study of history. So the verb is modified and it's called forming propositional phrases.
So in conclusion, nominalization is a process to change verb or adjective into noun. Okay? So it can, if we use nominalization, it can make our papers, our text, to be more complicated and something like that. So that's all from us. Hope you can understand our presentation. And thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum